everybody, welcome on in to NorCal Sports Network. What a day in baseball. Loving it. Absolutely loving it. Got my Padres hat on. You won't see an LA Dodger hat on in the playoffs, baby. Woo! All right. Well, guys, thank you for joining NorCal Sports Network. We are here on YouTube, Twitter, or now X, also Facebook Live. We're on Instagram, Spotify, and you name it. We're on it. Apple Podcasts, but we're also want to thank our sponsors. Our sponsors for the show are Chapman Law Group. We want to give a shout out to Chapman Law Group. If you have a need, any kind of legal need, make sure you reach out to Chapman Law Group in Marin. They're located in Marin. Their phone number is 415-613-9483. A big shout out to Chapman Law Group. So give them a call if you have any legal needs. Appreciate them. And guys, wow, what a first 3 innings. I mean, the first question I have for you guys is, we watch a lot of sports. We don't cover just baseball. We got basketball. We got, Northern California, we cover baseball, basketball, football, hockey, whatever. But how can baseball, of all the sports, be so dang boring during the regular season and be probably the most exciting playoffs of all the big sports? I mean, there's just the crowd. Every pitch is it's just remarkable how, I mean, all sports are exciting, especially playoffs. I mean, but man, to the baseball, they're night and day.
Yeah, there's something about when you go from a regular season game and you're at the game and you're kind of talking in between pitches and you're kind of looking over here and looking over there. And you're like, when something happens, I'll get excited. But when it's a playoff game and you got everything on the line, it is pitch by pitch. You're not looking at your phone as much. You're not talking to your friends next to you as much.
Or going and taking a 10-minute toilet break.
Yeah. You're definitely trying to time that right, but nature will be nature. But that's how games are, Dan and Lou. When I've gone to the East Coast and I've gone to games, and they weren't even playoff games. They were regular season games, and they were like that. They were intense. People were into it. So it takes a playoff game for the West Coast fans to get all hyphy and crazy. But I'm telling you, San Diego is so ready to win a championship. So ready. I have family down there, and they're telling me the vibe.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're telling me the vibe down there, and they're so ready. So hopefully they can pull off one more game. Amazing atmosphere. And that is one of my top 3 favorite ballparks to go to in the country.
Lou, your thoughts?
Yeah, well, I think what makes it is, the first round is best of 3, but best of 5 is just unique. You already can feel it. To me, it's sort of like the first 2 days of March Madness. You're expecting something different, and it never really lets you down. It's baseball playoffs. There's nothing like it. The momentum changes so much. Imagine if it was in Dodger Stadium tonight. They lead off. Tatis hits a homer. They go up 1-0. They're down all of a sudden 6-1, and they come back to get 6-5. It's just something very unique. I can't remember, and this might be the first time where, it was all 1-1. Now, the Dodgers, this is it. Tomorrow elimination already. I would not be surprised if KC can win game 3, and then the Yankees are going to be up against the wall.
Good.
But I think it's something unique. And
how about knocking off both LA and New York?
Yeah. The one thing about the Padres during the playoffs compared to our San Francisco Giants that are golfing and not in the playoffs is, the other day they had 6 straight 2-out hits. I can't remember the Giants doing that in 20 years. Tonight, You know, you got a guy that actually hustles to make sure he didn't get doubled off, and all of a sudden, boom, 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 boom. You know, it's just something.
Oh
different
yeah, that
there.
play
You know,
by
we talk about making contact.
who was that on second base that beat the throw? Was that Merrill? I can't remember who was it that beat the when shortstop Rojas tried to tag second himself and do a, you know, instead of flipping it over to second, he tried to, and the runner on first beat him to second. Who was that, guys? Was that Merrill or was it? It was.
I think it was Merrill. Or
It was the second inning. I think it was Merrill.
Or was it Profar?
I can't remember. I thought it was Merrill. It was the bottom of the second, right? When they scored, didn't they score 6 in the bottom of the second?
Yeah,
all 6 runs in the bottom of the second.
And it really all started because of Machado hustling his ass off.
How about the Padres as an organization only selling tickets to
Love it.
credit card zip codes that are close to San Diego proximity?
Love it.
And Dan, if anyone has to blame, the Lakers started that in the playoffs 2 years ago.
Okay.
So,
I think the Padres did it a couple years ago too.
Yeah. So, you know, I mean, I know because they talked about it on one of the radio stations saying, oh, this is not fair. And then someone goes, yeah, but it started with the Lakers. So when you went on Ticketmaster, unless you had a zip code, you could not get Laker tickets.
Yeah. Both bullpens were throwing smoke. Definitely, Mark. Yes. And it was Merrill. Thanks, Robert. A couple of our mods and members, Robert and Mark, both members. My brother said, and I are intense every game. He says our usher knows it and does a great job of keeping them in their seats before I'm yelling at them to sit. Yeah, don't you hate that? I was watching even the TV tonight, and I saw a couple of dirty looks from some fans. People are trying to get into their seat with hot dogs in the middle of the 8th inning, like, you know, and they're showing the crowd, and you can see a guy like, dude, come on. You know, I would be pissed. I would be pissed if somebody tried to step in front of me with a freaking hot dog. What are you doing going to get in a hot dog in the 8th inning? I mean, what are you, a casual? Look,
I say the same thing when I go to a movie and they have 20 minutes of previews and there's always some jackass once the movie starts trying to find a seat.
Yeah, I mean, come on. It's the 8th inning in a 1-run game. Crowd's all standing, and you're walking in there with your freaking hot dog trying to get past 5 people. Man, you know what? I'd take that hot dog and just knock it off, man. Get out of my way.
Yeah.
You know, casual. Go somewhere else. Silence. I mean, come on.
Yeah, you paying a little bit extra for them tickets. You don't want to have the block view.
Go to some casual place, whatever. This is, I get intense when I if I go to a game, you know, or if I'm watching a ball game, you know, just like, I don't want to go to a bar and watch a Super Bowl because I don't want everybody yakking so I can't hear what's going on. I want to hear the commentary. You know, I'm not going to go sit and watch a ball game with a bunch of casuals.
No,
you know,
not at all. Well, Lou, that's why you got seats in the front row, Lou.
Nobody can ever get ahead of me.
I love it, Lou. Keep those seats. One of these days.
And trust me, the ushers tell me to sit down. I always say, no, I bought these seats for $5 on StubHub, damn it. And I'll stand.
I don't know if it's
because you get these idiot fans that don't know the game. You know, like we keep trying to say, you know, we talked a lot about the attendance. You know, I know San Diego, every game sold out. The Giants, there's really, even though they say there's 24, 30,000, there's like 11, maybe 12,000 real Giants fans that go back to Candlestick that know you don't get up until, you know, the inning's over. You don't do something dumb, you know, and that's.
The Candlestick fans were true fans.
Yeah, exactly.
True fans dealing with that cold weather. It was,
you know,
cold out there.
I mean, that Ballpark Express, I mean, every night after a cold night, it was tough.
It's really funny as I'm watching this game, though, and the Dodgers, like, I'm getting intense, like, all year long. I don't care with the Dodgers kicking. You know, I know the Giants sucked. And so I didn't get all worked up over the Dodgers winning, but I really enjoy seeing them fall. I really do. I enjoy seeing them choke every year. You know what I'm starting to think? I'm starting to think LA and San Francisco, or maybe I should say Santa Clara, are somehow connected because they're the best teams in the regular season, and they get to the playoffs, and it's like they just choke.
Hey, Dan, I wanted to bring one thing up too. I'm sorry, Los.
Good.
It shows you how behind the Giants are in their front office, because you saw at the trade deadline, the Dodgers knew they had a problem with starting pitching, right? The Padres were at that level where they had decent starting pitching, but they knew what they needed. And they got two of the best arms in the bullpen to make their bullpen now the best in the National League is what's going to probably bring them over the top. Where right now you still don't know with the Dodgers, they're pitching Buehler to Tommy Johns, where you knew today he wasn't going to be effective. He got a 1-run lead, and that second and third inning, he was done. And that's the difference. When you get these teams that know what they're doing at the trade deadline, like the old Giants, it makes a world of difference in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It really is. It's something to watch, the crowds. But I'll say this: the playoffs, and we'll get into this other game today, the earlier game between the Mets and the Phillies. I mean, that was, and you know what, guys, we'll have a little interview. I think if we can. You know what? Let me see here. I've got to do something here. Where did I just see that? Yeah, I got to.
You know, while you're looking for that, I wanted to kind of go back to Mark Graves' comment a few minutes ago, talking about everybody in the bullpen just blowing gas. I mean, I think every team's closer throws 98 to 101 miles an hour, every one of them. And I was thinking is like, again, we talk about it a lot over the course of the year. It's just the game has just changed a whole lot. I think about some of the most dominant closers in the history of baseball. Immediately came to mind: Bruce Sutter, Dennis Eckersley, Mariano Rivera. Dominant closers, not okay closers, dominant closers. None of them really threw hard. Rivera threw, maybe low 90s, but it was a cutter. It was a nasty cutter. Sutter threw a nasty split finger. And Eckersley just had pinpoint control. None of them threw hard. But that's today's game. Like it'd be funny to see a closer that threw at that speed in today's game and how the hitters would be able to hit it.
Great point.
Right.
Different game, man. Different game. You have to throw hard to be a closer. That wasn't always the case, but it's kind of a copycat league. Everybody does what everybody else is doing and don't agree with it necessarily.
Okay. Yeah, I had to deal with a little business there on the. Here we go again. I don't want to. I got to get off that. I got. I might end up having too much stuff open there. Okay. Man, my internet lately has been just acting weird. Like I lost it earlier tonight. I lost the internet, and then so.
All the way from the east side out to the west side.
Yeah.
The internet issues.
I got an infection, man.
Been infected by lositis.
Weren't you over here a few weeks ago?
A few weeks ago.
Yeah, you might have left. You might have brought the infection over here.
Yeah, I just lifted up the arm and just infected the router. Contaminated it for months. But hey, like going over to the Mets, like, man, they have some mojo going right now. They may be the Giants of 2010. They very well may be. I bet going into the playoffs, I would venture to say that the Mets, maybe the Royals, have the longest odds of winning the World Series. They're the ones that kind of come to mind. But they are just playing with a whole lot of confidence because the Phillies are, again, on paper, Phillies are a better team. But the Mets are playing with a whole lot of confidence.
Mets have the it factor this year.
They do. And in baseball, you just don't know what that it factor is. I mean, I always say this: the baseball's that one game that it doesn't matter if you just look at the talent and you look at the statistics. You just throw all that out. If a team is got confidence and they're playing with mojo, man, they're hard to beat. And the Mets have it right now. I picked the Phillies in that series, but I think the Mets are going to finish them off tomorrow.
I sure hope so. That would be great. Robert Brown says Detroit and the Mets have the magic. Yeah, I picked my 4 series winners. Didn't I? We did this last week. I think I picked Detroit and
Did you
the
pick
Yankees.
Detroit? Because you like Scooble going.
I like Scooble for games 2 and 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they steal one in Detroit and go back and game 5 on I guess it would be Saturday. So I'm thinking I'm taking Detroit, the Yankees. I think I took the Yankees. I can't remember what my picks were. Maybe I took.
Might have to bring them back up. It was Friday night, right? Friday or Saturday.
I'd have to go back. I know I took the Padres, and I think I took the Mets. Whatever Robert Brown I picked, and then I saw Robert Brown. He had the same picks. So, Robert, who'd you have? Because I ended up having the same as yours. So I think
I'm gonna stay with Cleveland. I picked Cleveland.
Yeah, he says
to go to the series. I'm gonna stay with them. But if they do go to game 5, Scooble's throwing that game, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
He's tough. But like I said, I called that game like it was going to be low scoring. And I thought that, okay, out of the bullpens, like Cleveland will get to Detroit's bullpen, not the other way around.
Who would have thought
all people for Class A to give up a 3-run home run?
All people, Class A.
Wow.
My closer.
Saw that.
You know my closers? You know how I had my closers for fantasy? I had Class A and Helsley. And I had a few others, but I ended up, Class A, man. That guy's unbelievable.
He's unhittable.
Yeah.
That's a big mental thing for
saying there we go.
Detroit,
Yankees, Padres, Mets. I think the Padres, Mets would be just anything in the East, Mets, Phillies, electrifying. But I'm enough. I've seen enough of the Phillies. Let's get the Mets and the Padres and one of these teams. I think I really do. This is what I think is going to win the World Series, either the Padres or the Mets.
You know who the TV ratings want?
They want the Dodgers, Yankees, right?
Oh, the ratings would be through the roof if they bet.
I mean, Shohei and Judge.
Oh, yeah, that would be one of the highest rated.
But I think
World Series.
I was talking about this the other day. Not sure if it was Bora or one of you guys, but I mean, we all hear about fixes, right?
Yep.
I think the hardest sport,
football especially.
I think the hardest sport to fix is baseball. I mean, you can't
tell that to shoeless Joe Jackson.
Yeah, or tell that to the Atlanta Braves and Eric Gregg. Remember that game that Levon Hernandez balls are out this far outside?
Horrible.
Man, that guy he was throwing it outside this. If there was a second box side by side, he was calling strikes.
Hey, the Mets don't quite have the Yankees fan base, but it is New York. So if the Mets get to the championship series or the World Series, it'll be highly rated as well. But yeah, baseball, you just have these crazy matchups. It's not always the most talented teams, and that's what makes the game unique. It's not predictable.
Yeah, it's really something though. It really is a fun thing to watch, guys. The playoffs are just different. Yeah, and it's true, Prapa. You're exactly right. Petco has the same feel, vibes that Oracle did in 2010. The city is indeed ready for a World Series. I'd like to see the Padres win it. You know why? They've never won.
Yep.
Their fans have, and I really do think they have the best team. I think, and as I watch this team, Los, and I think about you and I building a team as GMs, we talked about having Luis Arias. Go get him. Build your players around your ballpark. Do you know, we looked at some stats last night. Do you know the Giants were last in Major League Baseball in 2012? They had 102 home runs and 102. I mean, it was a down year. A lot of teams didn't even have 200 homers. The Yankees led it with 245, but the Giants were dead last, 30th, and they won the World Series. But you know what their team batting average was? Check this out. 2012, just 12 years ago, people, San Francisco Giants batting average was 5th in baseball with a 268 batting average. You got to put the ball in play. When you put the ball in play, something happens. It's either going to be an out, a hit, or an error. Okay?
Guys like Freddie Sanchez and Marco Scutaro and Joe Panic, they're not big names. They're not like top dollar guys. They're not superstars. People aren't wearing their jerseys.
Cody Ross.
But they help you freaking win. They help you win because they do the little things, and it's the little things that win in the playoffs. It's not the majestic home runs. I mean, those are great. Hey, Reggie Jackson, 3 homers in 77 against the Dodgers. One of the all-time great. You know what's funny about that? They talk way more about that than Pablo's 3 homers because it's New York. I mean, Pablo's 3 homers are just kind of whatever, no big deal. But that's a hell of an accomplishment. But
it was 3 pitches.
I don't think it's
pitchers.
That's what it is. The 3 pitches, and it's New York.
Yeah. I don't think it's a 65-year drought, is it? Didn't the Padres first come in 69, right? 69 was their first year.
65.
No, I'm 63 and was born in 61. So what does that make it? 70 plus 20 is 50 and 4.
It's a 55-year drought.
50. Maybe it's a typo. Knowing Ron, Ron knows baseball. I bet he meant to hit 5 and his keyboard hit a 6. I'm almost positive of that.
I think remembering old school baseball, I remember a guy named Brian Doyle winning World Series MVP for the Yankees. You remember him, Lou?
Oh yeah.
Dan? Brian Doyle. It's the guys that just put the ball in play. And you know, I mean, one of the biggest hits, one of the loudest Candlestick has ever been for the Giants. It wasn't on a homer. It was on a Will Clark base hit up the middle off of Mitch Williams. Mitch Williams and the Cubs. It was a base hit.
Yeah.
That scored 2 runs, 3-1. And that place went nuts.
I was there. I remember that.
That's playoff baseball. So I'm all dialed in. Dan's all dialed in. Luke, we're all dialed in now on baseball when for the last 6 months.
Thompson slides in the 3rd. It's now 3-1.
I mean, I'm actually watching more than 2 innings of baseball right now because
I know
it's enjoyable.
What do you think of this?
Entertainment factor has just gone through the roof.
Yeah. What do you guys think of this comment up? If the Dodgers lose this series, Roberts is out as Dodgers manager.
Yeah, I asked that before the playoffs started.
I don't know if that's the case or not. They like Dave.
I mean, with all that money, what do you know?
What can he do different? I mean, to me, I don't know. Out of the 3 major sports, to me, my personal opinion, a football head coach has more say in the game plan and the strategy at affecting the outcome of the game than a baseball manager and a basketball coach. That could be debatable. You know, I know there's key moves in the 8th innings and bullpens. I understand that. But what could Dave Roberts – I mean, tonight –
I don't know what he could have done
different.
I don't know what he could have done any different tonight other than their pitching is wiped out. He couldn't just take Buehler out early. He doesn't have much of the pins, and they have no starters. They've got if they can win tomorrow, I think it's going to be Landon Knack or a bullpen game.
Yeah, bullpen.
They're gonna be able to go back to who was game 1 starter? It was who was their game 1 starter? Yamamoto. Yeah, Yamamoto.
3 innings.
12-year contract. Oh.
Hey, the Dodgers. I got to believe that the Padres finish it off tomorrow. I think the Mets and the Padres both win.
Does KC have a chance to beat the Yankees?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to win tomorrow.
Cole Reagans is nasty. I think they are going to win tomorrow.
And then
I thought Reagans pitched game 2. Did he not? Or who's pitching?
I thought I saw him pitching tomorrow.
Maybe, let me look because that would be definitely if Cole Reagans is pitching.
And then Los, you bring up names you never heard of.
Lugo's pitching tomorrow, I think. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Go
okay.
ahead.
Do you remember when the Giants won in extra innings against the Tigers? Who scored the run when Scudero got the single?
Yeah, that backup infielder.
Ryan
Titterow.
Ryan Terrio.
Terrio. I would say his
Well, what
name.
I'm
Yeah,
saying is,
he was all spread. He was all spread eagle when he went across home plate.
That's why it's a total team thing. About the Giants 2012, 14. Yeah, we all remember the torture, but it was always somebody that came up, and everyone said they put their egos away, and because it was all about the championship. That's what the Padres are doing right now. If you notice in the first 3 games, their best hitter for the season hasn't even gotten a hit, and they're still up 2-1. So, it takes a total team effort.
But in the Padres case, their superstar Tatis is really showing up.
He's showing up in the first inning. I mean, the guy was 6 for 6.
Oh, I love Tatis's game, man. He was out for so much of the year, but wow, what a.
Oh no, Jeremy Lopez! I would not want to sign Max Muncy. He's just another low batting average power hitter at that ballpark. No, we want high average. If the Giants want to build this team and build a contender, have a few power bats, but get that lineup into what we've been talking about: speed, athletic ability, and high batting average, high contact. That's what will immediately get them up. What do you think of Jurickson's Profar? Is that how you say his last name?
Jurickson Profar.
I like him. He's a free agent. What do you think about him in left field for the Giants next year? He puts the ball in play.
Yeah, he
won't cost that much, I don't think.
No, I mean he's
31.
You could put him in left. You could put Ramos in right, Lee in left. They don't have much. Doesn't give much power. They don't have but they don't. They need to. They need to put the ball in play. They just need to put the ball in play. Look at those odds: 9-1 to win the World Series. It's not bad time to take them. If you're, I don't think
they were the favorite.
I don't know how they were made the favorite. I really don't, because their pitching was awful going into this playoff series. I mean,
the big names, the big contracts.
Look, and then now Freeman's like can't even walk hardly.
Yeah.
I just don't see how they can pull it off. But wow. I thought they were dead. 6-1, and then Teoscar hits that grand slam. Wow.
Teoscar's a free agent too.
Yeah, exactly.
Padres got rid of Soto and Melvin, and now they got a chance to put up the banner.
Yeah, you. I'm going to be doing a show. You're gonna don't take my. I'm going to be doing a video on that. I'm going to do a video on Melvin and Mike Schilt and Juan Soto, and we're going to talk about that. That's a very interesting topic because the Padres are gelling as a team. You could see the camaraderie they have, the excitement. Why do the Giants teams? I mean, I guess it's been since Hunter Pence is gone, but do the Giants have anybody that has any like a pulse? Does anybody have a pulse on the team that gets fired up? I know Ramos gets fired up a little bit. Luciano sure did, and Matos. Those guys, you get that Latin connection going, and they would get fired up. We saw it in their 9 games when they won 8 out of 9.
The only people getting fired up for the Giants are the announcers, and they're complaining about balls and strikes. That's about it.
Giovanni coming hard at Lowe's. I don't even think Giovanni is Giovanni. I guarantee you it's somebody else. I guarantee you Giovanni is not, his name's not Giovanni.
I don't pay attention to anybody that thinks the Giants are a good team year after year.
Muncie's batting like 900 against the Giants. Where have you been?
Who's that?
He was saying, Muncie, it's ding dong. Now, let me tell you something. Muncie's batting average against the Giants, like over the last 4 or 5 years.
No, he's saying he hits Ding Dong Johnson's left or right. He's saying he hits big home runs, is what he's saying.
Yeah, because I said I didn't want Muncie on the team.
No, he fits the LA lineup perfect. He wouldn't fit the Giants lineup.
No, and he strikes out too much now, and he doesn't hit for average. His time is past. His time is past.
We already have a guy like that named Chapman. I don't want another one on our team.
Yeah. Yeah. So
can you imagine them back to back? Can you imagine them hitting Chapman and Muncie hitting 3-4?
Oh God.
Oh my God. You know how many men would be left on base? God, people just don't learn. They don't learn.
Yeah.
Man, open your eyes. Know the game.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, hey, Ben's AMG. The Giants to go deep and pitch in the offseason. It's going to be long because I'm hearing rumors now about Snell where the Giants are like 7th out of 8 teams. He's definitely not coming back. So when you talk about deep pitching for the Giants, I don't know who else is really out there. I don't know how much you're going to spend because once Snell goes to somebody else, the market is set. And, it might be too high. The Giants might not want to get another ace and pay 35 for 8 years. You know what I mean, Dan? It's
right.
Going to be one of those things. So I think the Giants got to decide either go all in with Snell or you're going to go all in with Soto or forget both of them and get the guys right below them before anybody else. So you can get them at a reasonable price.
Right.
They were talking on the broadcast, on the Padres-Dodgers broadcast, a little bit about how a pitcher, reliever, or starter can struggle in one place, and then they could just go to another place and just little bit of a tweak in their mechanics, or the pitching coach notices something, like, hey, you're using your slider too much, throw your fastball more, or whatever the case may be. So I've seen it so much over the years. I'm a big believer in if somebody has pretty good stuff and if they had a bad year. See, everybody wants to jump on somebody after they have a great year. Well, you're going to pay a premium price. Seth Lugo comes to mind. Seth Lugo has always had good stuff. Always, and people thought, oh, he just has good stuff because he pitched at Petco and a pitcher's ballpark. No, he's a good pitcher. What did he do? He was like one of the lowest ERAs for Kansas City. That's not a pitcher's part. No. So there's guys out there that, like most people think, he's not that good. He's not that good. Mm-hmm. I brought up, God, I always mess up his name. What's his name?
Manaea?
No. Yeah. And then there's him. Isn't it funny how he's pitching well now all of a sudden when he's left alone as a starter? He always had decent stuff. But Iguchi, the guy that came over from Toronto to Houston, he's filthy. He's not going to cost what Snell's going to cost. I'm not saying he's going to have as low ERA as Snell will, but I guarantee you he's going to pitch more innings than him. Guarantee you he's going to pitch more innings than him.
Well, Lowe's, it's funny you bring that up. So I don't know if you watched any of the Mets game today.
I didn't.
Manaea.
I didn't, but I saw his stat line.
Yeah, he has to make a change. So I've never seen a pitcher ever do this, but he got recommended by the pitcher because Manaea basically is now becoming a pitcher instead of a thrower, right? So he's now come down on the side a little bit more, right? So what the Mets taught him said, listen, trust us, and if it doesn't work for 3 or 4 starts, you can go back, but trust us. So what he does is in the bullpen, you have a mound for right-handed and you have a mound for left, right? So he basically will be on the left-hand mound all the way over, but the catcher's on the right. so he can work on pitching from the side. So when he goes in the game, his arm formation is already set up, and it's helped completely change his mechanism. Like, his sliders and everything are so much more. Like, I've never seen, a pitcher that. So he's on the left mound where the catcher catching him is on the right-hand mound. The home plate. So that's how he warms up. He goes in the game, boom, he's effective. So really, Sean Manaea wasn't sure what he was doing. He went from the A's, the Giants. Now he went to the Mets. They realized, hey, we need you to be a pitcher, not a thrower anymore. And boom, he made the right move to leave the Giants because he's probably the Mets, 1 or 2 pitchers, and he's going to be able to sign a nice 10, 12-year, $20 million contract easy.
And then that's the perfect type of pitcher I'm talking about, Lou. Exactly.
We see you, Ryan.
Posey's a catcher, so we have a president of baseball operations guy who, he's not a scout, but I think Buster might have a good eye at picking up on, a guy that maybe struggled this year for whatever reason and has potential to, put something together and come over.
It was his arm slot he changed, Mark. But that was the pitchers.
That's all it takes. That's all it takes.
One of the things, Dan, we really haven't spoken about with the Giants, maybe we didn't give enough credit to, I'm not going to say Gardner, but Rags. We were sort of spoiled. Gardner didn't really get much for being a pitching coach, but Rags, was good. Now we get these guys where if you ask the average chat, who's the Giants pitching coach, I couldn't even name them. You know what I mean? We get these guys that are sort of friends of a friend of a friend, but not really an accomplished somebody.
Was he brought over from Melvin's staff in San Diego, the pitching coach?
Yes.
Okay, there you go.
Former You guys want to hear from Manaea?
Yeah, let's hear what he said. Does he know who NorCal Sports is? Can we get him on the phone now?
We got him on from last year. We got a little interview with Sean Manaea. I was happy for Sean Manaea. We'll play a little quick interview for Sean Manaea. It's 6 minutes long. Maybe we'll just play parts of it here. So here we go.
Yeah. All right. Here with Giants pitcher Sean Manaea, who was pitching last night against Team USA, 3 innings. How did it feel last night getting a little bit more of a bigger crowd, a little different feeling than just a normal spring training game?
Yeah, I'm great. It felt like a regular season game, and especially against that lineup, to do decent was pretty good.
Yeah, I noticed you were hitting about 94 with the fastball, and then your changeup. Does that the fact that you've been able to increase 3 to 5 miles per hour on your fastball, does that make your changeup even more effective, you think?
Yesterday it wasn't good at all. But yeah, that's the hope. Once I finally dial it in and figure that out. But I think it'll just everything will just play out.
All right, Sean. So I'm hearing some murmurs. We had Blake Sable on our show. He said that Australia is potentially ducking the Samoan baseball team. You want to talk about that a little bit? Just the idea of how cool it is to be potentially pitcher catcher with a first Samoan tandem.
That'd be incredible. I don't think it's in this game. It's never happened, and there's not many of us. Have
we got some music in the background. Maybe I'm going to cut this.
A battery like that would be incredible for.
I don't want to get flagged.
Yeah. Did you? You pitched 2 innings last night. First with Joey behind the plate, and then you had 1 inning with Sable. Is there a difference when you're throwing to different catchers for a pitcher, or how does that go?
I think just like a pitcher is different from every other pitcher. I think there's different things that catchers do, different tendencies, different ways to set up. And, I think at the end of the day, these guys are all so good. It's just who you like behind their stuff like that. Yeah.
So you've got probably 3 more starts before the regular season? Are you pitching pretty much every 4th, 5th day right now?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're.
Move up
Have you
a
got
little
any
bit here.
idea as far
As cars come in, and yeah, I think like anybody, it's just crazy, you know. And that's never really been seen before in the world, and maybe like Japan or something like that. But yeah, I mean that's crazy.
Apparently, there's a car service here that's like Uber, but it's just driverless cars. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, I mean I've lived in Scottsdale for a while.
Oh, you're
yeah, I saw those cars come in, and yeah, I think like anybody, it's just crazy, you know. And that's never really been seen before in the world, and maybe like Japan or something like that. But yeah, I mean that's crazy. Yeah, being in a car with a driver and saying where you want to go, like that's wild.
But where do you sit? You sit in the passenger seat, or you want to get in the driver's seat? Feel like just.
I've never actually been in one. So.
Oh, you've never been in one.
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking we were talking about that on the way over today, and I said, "Man, I don't know if I'd want to get in one of those." And
All right, we just had a little fun with Sean Manaea. We'll kill that. But another guy from Scottsdale, Los. We got to go hook up with. We got a lot of guys we got to hook up with. Out
A
here
lot.
We
A lot. We need to go have lunch or happy hour.
we just need to get all these guys together and have a little little fun.
No doubt. And we can get in a Waymo, a driverless car. I'm okay with doing that. I'm okay with doing that.
Maybe here, maybe not in San Francisco. I'm not sure if I want to get in a driverless car in the city. But
yeah, somebody made a comment. It's like, oh, I don't want to get in back of a car. You have no control. And then the other person shot back. The other person shot back and said, hey, you have no control with a human driver when you take a lift either. So what's the difference? Good
That's
point.
true.
Good counter.
It's hold on here. I get too much going on. Okay.
Oh,
guys,
Sean Manaea's aunt passed away this morning.
Yeah, I just saw. Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah.
How often do I come back to the Bay? When I had my season tickets, which I gave up in 23, I had up to the 22. I was coming 2-3 times a year during the season, going up. I'd watch it. I'd go up for a series or two, watch 5 games in a row. But most part, I was selling my tickets online. But the problem is with the Giants being no good, you can't sell your tickets. So it was like, that's why I kind of gave them up. The only thing I wish I regret is that I did not buy my Niners seats, because I would have made a lot of money on just having those. And there's only 8 to 10 games a year. What I hate about the season tickets for football is they make you buy the preseason tickets. Yeah. But now it's not so bad, because it used to be 3 games you had to pay for when they had 6, and then they went down to 4 and you had to pay 2. Now it might only be 1 game if 1 home game out of 3. I think they're going to eventually get. To me, I don't understand. College football, they don't have no preseason games. I've seen week 1 some top. What was it this year? Week 1, who did USC? Wasn't it USC and LSU?
Week 0, and then the first week of the season. But yeah, it was LSU and USC.
Yeah, I mean, those teams are trying to win a national championship, and they're not like, oh, wait, we can't schedule this early. We're not ready. No, they get ready in their practices, and they prepare, and they have scrimmages. And they, I guess in the NFL, I mean, you can practice against other teams. They do it. I don't know. Oh, Dylan Cease goes tomorrow on short rest, says Philip. Interesting. Maybe what they're going to do is go Cease for 5 and then get to that bullpen.
Smart. They want to close them out. They don't want it to go back to LA. And I like that type of managing outside the box. We were just talking earlier about how coaches and managers can make a difference in the playoffs. The managers that have gotten in trouble in the past do the same thing like robots that they did in the regular season. Dusty Baker did it, possibly cost him that 2002 because he went to Felix Hernandez in the 7th, Todd Worrell in the 8th, and Rob Nen in the 9th. That's what he did all year long. So he did the same thing. Matt Williams, when he was manager of the Nationals, his Jordan something was just pitching lights out against the Giants in game 2. And he walked one guy and he took him out.
Oh, that's right.
He took him out. And then they brought in their closer. Pablo doubled down the line, tied up. Belt
And they
wins
tie it up in the
17th.
9th, right?
Yeah, they tied it up in the 9th, and Belt wins it in the 17th. So managers that think
18th.
outside the box.
18th.
Yeah. Managers that think outside the box, like Bochy bringing in Bumgarner in KC, Game 7, and what San Diego's manager is doing tomorrow, they want to close that out. The Marlins manager did that against the Yankees. It was Josh Beckett. He was on short rest. And he's like, I don't want this to go to 7 in Yankee Stadium. I'm closing them out right now in Game 6. So I love that San Diego's manager is doing that. I guarantee you almost Bob Melvin would not do that. That's just a hunch.
The Propa says, I wonder what monster contracts the Dodgers sign if they lose. I think they go after Adames at short. They have a big hole at shortstop right now.
Snell, maybe.
Maybe they go after a pitcher. I think Dodgers need to go after, I don't know, man. They went hard after Yamamoto. And Yamamoto, I mean, maybe he gets well in the offseason, but, man, the problem is that Yamamoto is you signed him to this monster contract. He's really not strong enough to pitch every 5 days. He used to pitching every 6 day in Japan. And
we talked about that in March. We did.
Yeah. I mean, they really ought to go with the 6-man rotation, the Dodgers, because Glasnow's like Glass too. He's always getting hurt.
I don't know how an owner and GM can legitimately sign a starting pitcher to anything more than a 6 or 7 year deal. And they have to be in their 20s to sign a 12-year deal. If that continues, my God, an everyday player, okay, young guy in their prime. But man, these 10, 12, I mean, when does it end? When's there going to be a 15-year deal, an 18-year deal? Like guaranteed too. Wow. But, I guess maybe, I don't know if Yamamoto has it set up like Ohtani does where Japanese commercials are covering part of the contract. Who knows? But,
Yeah. So what else we got here? I want to figure something out here. I want to see if I can do something on here. I don't know exactly how to do this.
Is Cleveland, Detroit the early game morning?
Yes. I'll give you the schedule here for tomorrow.
4 games tomorrow.
Yeah, four big games tomorrow. Here's the schedule for tomorrow. All right, Wednesday, October 9th at they actually start not in the morning tomorrow. They're going to overlap a couple of games. They're going to overlap. They're actually going to overlap all their games tomorrow. I don't know why they just didn't start the Tigers Guardians at 1:00 instead of they're starting at 3:00 Cleveland time instead of they could have started at 1:00, but they're starting at 3. So 12:08 our time, and then Phillies Mets 2:08, and then Yankees Royals 4:08, and then Dodgers Padres 6:08. So they're going to overlap a little bit.
They might have done that because East Coast, then Central, and then West. It's sort of hard. You have 2 Eastern starts.
Yeah, I mean, you could have done it like this. You could have done a 1:00 start at for Cleveland, Detroit, and then you could have done a 3:00 start, which would have been 12. You could have won. Let's see, they could have won at 10 and 1, so 4:00 Eastern time, and then you could have went. The Central game time could have been at. I guess you kind of rough there. Yeah, it is a little rough when you got all of them. That's fine. They're saving the biggie, the Dodgers Padres. I mean,
Yankees.
And what time is it in Japan when it's 6:00 here?
Eastern or Western?
Oh, Japan.
It's like
saying
it's like 11, 12 hour difference.
I think they're 10 hours ahead.
I got it right here. World clock. What is that? Tokyo. It's 1:47 p.m. right now. So it's 9:47. So they're 4 hours ahead of us.
No, that's
So
16.
So they're starting that game in Japan at 10 at night, 10:08. Yeah. So, I mean, that's not too bad. 10 o'clock. People can stay up till 1 in the morning. They just don't want to probably start them at 3 in the morning. And
what is the most exciting World Series matchup? Not from a fans and the excitement, but just from a pure baseball point of view. What's the best?
Yeah,
matchup?
but Dan, it's in the afternoon. It's 16 hours ahead, not 4 hours ahead.
oh yeah, it's right now it's 1:47 p.m. Okay, yeah, so it's not a.m. So yeah, I guess so they're starting in the morning in Japan. Yeah. What's the best World Series for excitement?
I like Jeremy's answer. He's got the Padres in New York, and here's why. I don't know if this is what you're thinking, Jeremy, but the Yankees have more World Series championships than any franchise. The Padres have none. I mean, David versus Goliath. New York is a great baseball town. San Diego is not much of a sports town, but they lost the Chargers, and the Padres are all they have. That would be a hell of a storyline, and that would be good quality baseball. So that's not a bad one. But you guys have another one? Just a great baseball matchup.
Mets and Yankees. Mets Yankees. Eddie K says New York, New York.
Yeah.
I think TV wise, probably if you're looking for excitement, I mean LA's pretty exciting with Ohtani in there. I mean
Dodgers Yankees probably would be the no-brainer, just for the marquee names and the way they're going to market it. I mean, if Kansas City plays the Mets, I don't know if it's going to be that great of a series, but it's baseball. If you love the game, you're going to watch it, and it's going to be exciting.
I think San Diego's going to somehow figure a way to get in. I mean, losing Musgrove was huge for them because he would have probably pitched tomorrow, right? Who pitched game 1 for the Padres? It was did they go with Darvish in game 1 or game 2?
Darvish was last night.
Okay, so Cease went 1. That's right. Cease, Darvish, and then King. Who's their 4th starter besides Musgrove? Who was their other guy? Who'd they have? I only remembered Musgrove, but I know they have a
Michael King.
Michael King pitched tonight.
I'm looking.
Let me look here. Padres. Somebody else knows their 4th man. It was Musgrove.
Cease cannot pitch to Ohtani tomorrow. He owns him.
Yeah.
If there's a free base,
Martin Perez.
Oh yeah, that's right. But
the guy from the Pirates.
What do you do with Ohtani with the lead off the game? Do you try and pitch around him and then he walks and then he steals second?
I hit him right in his ass. Don't waste 4 pitches. Just drill him. Put him on base.
Oh yeah, give him a like a Charlie horse in the thigh and stuff, so he can't run as fast.
What's going on with Machado and the Dodgers, man? He's doing a lot of yelling at their dugout.
You gotta go look at. You know what? You guys want to see this? This is hilarious. Let's do a little Twitter here. Hold on.
That's the matchup that I put some money on, Philip. San Diego versus Cleveland. Those are the 2 best bullpens in
That's what I predicted on the show.
In my opinion. Yeah, that would be entertaining. Because those are now you're talking 2 franchises that neither one has won it. Right? Cleveland's never won a World Series, have they? Or they won one in 60 years ago, I think.
I tell you what's scary is since the Giants won their last World Series, if KC can somehow beat the Yankees and they make the World Series, they've been to 3 World Series since they played the Giants. And the Giants have been in one lonely one. And KC's a very low market team.
Yep.
And then, Giants, it's ridiculous.
Curse of Chief Wahoo. That sucks.
Mets might not have the starting pitching. Boy, they have the it factor.
If Cleveland makes the World Series, that'd be great if the cast from Major League come out to opening game, or one of them throws the opening pitch. Joe Boo's rum. You don't mess with Joe Boo.
Toronto.
Oh, man. You got to love postseason baseball. It's just a whole different game.
And Dan, while you're getting this, I did want to commend, since Los and Dan are both from the Arizona area, that we never talk about hockey, but tonight there's a new hockey team that started. The original Arizona team is now in Utah. They're having their opener, and they were up 3-0 early against Chicago. But, I think that's pretty special. And
Is this a preseason game?
no, this is it.
This is
they're up 5-2. They just won 5-2.
Wow, they get a couple weeks start on the NBA then, don't they?
Yeah, I think NBA starts Christmas?
No.
I mean, not Christmas, right around Halloween.
Yeah,
a little before, I think.
Yeah, about
Christmas,
about Halloween.
Nobody cares about the NBA. Bring on college basketball.
Obviously.
You guys want to?
Dan, have you seen the Clippers' new arena? Oh my God!
I heard it's unbelievable.
I saw a video on it last night. Holy moly!
Blows away the forum, right?
Well, crypto where they play.
So I'll let you watch the video, but I'll just tell you one thing that I thought was just genius. In the walkway where all the concession stands are, there's no TVs. They don't want people watching the game. They want you to go get your drinking food and go back and watch it live. There's no TVs in the complex.
Really?
So that's not only saving them a lot of money and a lot of TVs, but it's making fans, hey, if you wanted to watch the game on TV, stay at home.
You better be fast. You better be fast in service, because if you're sitting there for 25 minutes, that's not cool.
Yeah. That place looks absolutely incredible.
I don't know if I like that idea, because if you want to go get food, you better be serving people in their seats then.
Well, it's discouraging people. I mean, it kind of goes both ways, because it's discouraging people that want to leave their seats and miss a game. But
if you notice at the Warrior games, they don't come back until after halftime. They don't come back until midway through the third quarter.
Basketball's not like baseball. You don't have somebody going, hot dogs.
Yeah.
Hot dog.
I bet you Steve Ballmer looked at the Warriors and said, where's all the fans? Oh, they're out. They're just mingling and watching the game on TV.
Yeah.
And they want to come back when the action gets fun in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. It's an interesting strategy, but
go pay for you might not do as well on concessions though. Right. I don't know. Here, let's check this out. You wanted to hear about Machado and why they're yelling? John Boy Media, you got to watch this off of Twitter here. Okay, here we go. Can you see that?
Yep.
Game 2 of the NLDS between the Dodgers and the Padres was an absolute saga. This breakdown is brought to you by DraftKings, and it is a 5-parter. I've got 5 storylines I tracked here. I edited this all day. 1, Machado versus Flaherty. Tatis versus everybody. Profar and the fan. Dodgers fans and home run balls. The game itself. Because between all the drama, it was a good game for a while. Let's get into it. Part 1, we're going to open up with Tatis versus everybody. Flaherty, first pitch of the game, is a little breaking ball, cutter, slider, fouled off. Then 0-1, he comes low fastball, boom, hammered. Tatis throws it into the Dodgers bullpen, 1-0, Padres up. More. He wants more. Flaherty's like, that's not where I wanted it. Kind of his hot zone. Bam! There you go. Mookie says, don't worry. I can do solo homers as well. Just wait, watch. First pitch he gets, throws that, but Profar's tracking it down. He's reaching for the wall. He never finds the wall because it's a short wall, which allows him to jump up and snag it in the sea of hands. This guy almost had it. He actually prepares himself for the drop. Look at white jersey, and then he almost snatches it with his left hand as if it was going to fall. It doesn't fall, though. Profar just stares at him, and he goes, oh, you caught it, huh? And he's like, yeah. Now Mookie was celebrating and just put his hand down real quick. Oop, never mind. We'll go back to the dugout, little revert back right to the dugout. Third base coach is like, what happened? He's like, well, I played the piano on your asses, okay? Deal.
Hey, by the way, guys, that happened tonight. Exact same spot. First inning. Profar leaps in the almost identical, a little bit deeper. It goes off the tip of his glove. Just the ball, as Profar reached in there, back for it, it went right off the glove. That would have been unbelievable. Same play, same batter, everything. But, guys, John Boy Media, by the way, shout out to John Boy Media. If you're not following John Boy Media on Twitter, you're missing out. The guy does lip reading, and he comes up with the best stuff. He'll lip whatever guys are saying, and it's hilarious. Here you go.
With it. Let's go. Yeah. And that fan is thinking, oh, man. And he's like, yeah, what's he looking at? I got it. You got it? Yep. Let's get back to the game itself. We got a runner on third base, and D-Train Peralta throws this into the crowd. Another shot. No. Come on. To have such a beat on it. To be there. No, that's not
move
good.
over. You had room to move over, dude.
Choo choo, vamos! La, 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 la. What's he doing? What's that about? Dodgers say, hey, we're never out of the game. All we got to do is put runners on for Shohei. There's a single for Teoscar. Muncy lasers one down the line fair. Look at the action from the ball boy and the security guard here. Ball boy gets up, or ball girl, I'm not sure, grabs the bucket and the security behind her, up and over with the chair in tow. That's got to feel awesome. Feel like a little superhero after that. No one noticed. We noticed. We appreciate you. It was good.
Yeah, it was good. Speaking of ball boys, we got maybe the worst in the league, too. Lou,
Yeah.
you notice that? It is a joke. I watched
Ball
the Dodgers
dude,
and
ball
Padres.
girl. It's because they're all old. It's a joke.
I watched the Dodgers and the Padres. And the girls they have are very
Girls are better than
athletic.
anything we have.
Oh gosh, we got guys tripping over the mount. Their feet.
Embarrassment.
It's
It's
yeah,
like
they
our
can't
athletes.
move.
And how long have the Giants done that? Since the
Come
ballpark
on, let's
opened?
change it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're trying to be cute. Look,
Get rid of all the
I'm
dead wood. I keep
16,
saying that.
Okay,
Yeah,
I could go down there, but I don't belong down there anymore. Come on.
yeah, there's a
on.
lot of things.
All right, let's go back to this video.
Okay, Ohtani, attaboy. Yeah, get me up. I want some runners. He's getting excited. Bee boo boo ba boo boo, bee boo boo ba boo. That's his excited song he sings. Now Smith is up. Ball, 4. Bases loaded. No outs. Ohtani, 3 batters away. Never seen this graphic used in my life. But if there's anyone that deserves it, it's Ohtani. First, though, Gavin Lux is up. Let's go, Gavin! And he had a beautiful at-bat. Fouled a bunch off, gets the 2-strike fastball. They trade the out for the run, only down 2 runs up. Ohtani still looming. Attaboy Teo! Yay! Gavin, that's a great at-bat. Good shit. That's great job. Yes. High fives. Ohtani's like, I want to get up. And he's up, but not yet. Edmonds up first. First pitch, he sees high breaking ball. Oh, no. Right into Ariza's glove. Steps on first. Double play. Throws it into the crowd. Gives away a souvenir. Ohtani never up. Back to the storyline where Tatis is just beating everybody versus everybody. A running, jumping grab to steal the line drive. Screaming, in everyone's face. Darvish loves it. Turns to the crowd and says, what? You don't like that? Thought you guys like good baseball. What? Get out of here. Now he's at bat and he's been hit. Flaherty hits him. He's doing too much. He's just homering.
He's
On
destroyed
purpose, who
Flaherty
knows?
too.
Not on purpose, who knows? Probably not on purpose, but you're going to feel like it's on purpose if you're the Padres. They lay down a bunt. Jack off the mound like a cat. Can't complete the play, but a nice effort. Tatis likes it. Flaherty turns to his teammate, says, was that going foul? Staying fair? All right.
Yeah, good. He
Nice enough play. And now enter another storyline. Machado versus Flaherty. Machado's up, no outs, 2 runners on. Jack's got to make some pitches. Top of the 6th, fastball down the middle, and he misses that one. 0-1. So now Flaherty goes slider, sweeper, whatever you want to call it. He doesn't swing at it. 1-1, puts it in the zone. Man, he doesn't swing at it there. Under the zone, 2-2. Now Flaherty says, let's just dot a fastball low and away. Boom! Go! No! Oh, okay. Not a strike. Are you fucking kidding me? Roberts wanted it. What do you guys got? Did it tickle the edge? Painted the edge of the plate? What do you got? Who knows? It's very close. I think that gets called a decent amount. Maybe it doesn't. There's the ump, Cam. What does that do for you? Nothing. What is it good for? 3-2 pitch. Goes with the same pitch. A little more outside. Gets the strikeout. Go sit the fuck down, motherfucker. Oh, all hyped up. Screaming.
You can read that.
Oh, no. Hey, it was him. It was him. Fuck that. Fuck that shit. I don't take that from nobody. You heard me? What? Just talking to myself. And this led to what the big story is. After that, Flaherty comes out of the game. Padres score more runs. Machado's warming up. He gets the ball thrown to him, and then he throws it to the Dodgers dugout. Now, it's very normal to throw it there because that's where the ball boy is, and you get rid of the warm-up balls. I don't know how normal it is to skip it with some speed, but it's normal to throw it that way. But this comes in a little hot, and then it hits the railing right in front of Roberts. Now, if it had not hit that railing and skipped with that speed right into Teoscar, the opening of the door, that would have been bad. But it hits the railing, and they're getting up. Hey, what is that? What are you doing? Get that shit out of here. Huh? They didn't like that at all. So you see that cement lip on the bottom? It hit that, popped up right in front of Robert's face, and he didn't like it.
It was unsettling. There was intent behind it, and that was very bothersome. It's pretty disrespectful.
Pretty disrespectful. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, he knows what he's doing. There's a little more behind it. I don't know. So they sent this footage to the league, and they're like, we're mad about this. We don't like this at all. And then Jack Flaherty, he's going to say, hey, let's go. We just saw that. I'll meet you outside. I'll meet you. Yeah. All right. Jack's like, meet me outside. Why? We're talking here right now. I'm upset about this. Huh? You want to fucking do this shit? Whenever you want. Let's do it. And that kind of concludes the Jack versus Machado versus Roberts ball saga, but I'm sure there's going to be more on that. Let's go back to Profar and the Fan, one of the first storylines we covered. And if you're still with me, there's a lot more to come. Thank you. If you're a Dodgers fan, Padres fan, or MLB fan, we got tons of shirts at our merch store, shop.johnboymedia.com. So Profar robbed the home run from this fan. And in a nice, fun, but also trolly way, he says, hey, buddy, sorry about that. Here's the ball. And the fan's like, get this out of here. I don't want that ball. And me, I like that. That's all fun and games on both sides. I think no harm, no foul, fun times both ways. But some people saw him throw a ball on the field, and they're sitting in the crowd, and they're saying, I got a ball too. I'll throw mine at him. So this guy from up top throws a ball at Profar. That is not cool. It's my least favorite thing a fan can do. Don't do it. You're a bad guy if you do it. It stinks and it sucks. And I don't like you. Profar runs over to security. Okay. And he's like, yeah, it was them over there. And then he's got the ball and he's like, I'll give it to this. No, I can't give it to a fan. They've been throwing at me. So he throws it in to the ball boy, lighter than Machado threw his in. And then he walks back and he's yelling at him like, quit it, toying with him. Not toying with him, yelling at him. And then another ball gets thrown at him. So now he's not happy, probably a little scared, screaming. He's going to yell to the umpire. They want to fucking hit somebody. Fuck them. Hey. The umpire's like, hey, calm down. Like, you're right, but calm down. And then his teammates really trying to calm him down. He's screaming and yelling. And you can see him motion to the back of his head. Like, I'm going to get hit in the back of the head. My back's turned to them. And Machado's like, hey. Bogart's got his arm around him. He's like, hey, calm down. Tatis is getting in there. Like, calm down. It's all right. We're cool. Okay? No problem. We're going to clean this up, clear it out. It's all going to be fine. All right. Okay, fine. He goes back to the outfield. He takes his position. He's not excited about it. He's skeptical. He's looking around, head on a swivel. Yeah, huh? Tatis in the other outfield, he's just dancing on him, dangling on him, swiveling on him, just teasing him. They're screaming at him right now. They're giving him the middle finger, and he's just, having fun with it. If you can't have fun with it, why do it? So there's the middle finger, a bunch of grown men getting real upset, like actually upset. And he just says, oh, here, swivel over here, dangle over here, dance over here. What you going to do, huh? Having fun? Why aren't you guys having fun like I'm having fun? It's all fun. And they're not having fun. They're mad. And he's like, damn, these guys are mad. What are they? They're madder than I thought. I'm smiling. They're mad. And he's looking around, and then all of a sudden these fans, they start throwing shit, which is not good. They throw like sodas and trash onto the field. You're not going to reach him with that. He puts his hands on his hips like, what are you guys doing, huh? Now we're going to have to clean that up. That's a mess. And he turns to them. He says, yeah, garbage over here. Yeah, they threw some cups. Yep. Yeah, they're mad. I don't know. I'm dancing. They're mad. Look at that garbage out there. You're not going to reach them. You're just going to throw it on the field. Now, the Padres bullpen, they got a front row view. They're coming out to the fence like, what's going on? She's pointing out the guys that are throwing stuff. They're picking up trash on the field. All of a sudden, she's like looking up. She's, oh, watch out, watch out, watch out. Oh, souvenir cup. That's probably like $20. What are you doing? What are you doing? That's $20. That's an expensive cup. You're just throwing that? Jeez. Mad. I would be mad too. Don't throw stuff at the players. It's fucked up. So the security comes, they grab all the outfielders. Like, let's get off. Darvish is just chilling, wobbling, weebling. And Tatis, oh, you sad? Oh, you guys sad? You crying? You throwing stuff? You throwing a tantrum? Smiles. Having fun, Now Machado calls a team meeting, goes, listen up, guys. I threw a ball into their dugout harder than I usually do, hard enough to make them complain about it, soft enough to make their complaint soft. It was the perfect troll. Let's go out there and get some hits. Huh? I'm going to lead the way. Well, no, there was 2 outs. Then he led the way. Single. Okay. 2-out rally. 2-out homer. The kid. Oh, Dodger fan versus home run. Yes. Makes the grab. Yes. 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 Then Bogarts comes. Oh, no. Pulls the hammy. Not feeling good. Not the vibes the team meeting was supposed to throw out there, Not in the spirit of what's going on. He says, don't worry. I'm okay. 2 strikes, 2 outs.
And it was
torn
just
hammy. Not torn, sore. Next pitch. Boom. Homer. Hobbling and wobbling and grimacing and homering. His team meeting. Oh, Dodgers fan versus a home run ball. And shit. We all thought she had it. Couldn't have been easier. And then the Homer boys hug. They're happy for each other. They say, hey guys, let's smile for a Homer boys picture. Click. Bam. Beautiful. Friendly. Oh no. Tatis versus everybody. Now he's toying with the fans. You better leave. You better leave. Yeah. You better leave. Get out of here. Goodbye. Mwah. Yes. Oh, but before you leave, I have one more at bat, and you might want to watch this. Bam. Oh, and another Dodger fan versus home run ball. Barehand shot off the palm. Misses the rebound. No. Tatis was locked in. Locked in. Steady eye. Staring, watching, enjoying, loving. Turns to the dugout. Double. Peace. Deuces. See ya. Our world. You guys excited? I am. See you, dude. Thank you very much.
All right, there we go. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
John
I've
Boy
never seen
Media.
him before.
Yeah, it's he does a great job. So guys, we are going to Los has got to wrap up here soon. He's got to
you guys can keep going if you want.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys want to? I don't know if we want to hit a little football news and then get out, or we had some big news today in the fact that Robert Saleh of the New York Jets, former San Francisco 49er defensive coordinator, was fired by Woody, whatever the guy's name is, owner of the Jets, fired him, said it was his decision alone. pretty interesting.
They hold you accountable on the East Coast.
Did you see what he
49ers.
wore at the press conference before the game yesterday? What he had on his sleeve?
No, what did he have?
He had a flag of Lebanon.
Who did?
The coach before he got fired. So if you look at the press conference, they're wondering if first of all, you're not allowed to have anything.
I think he is. I think he's from Lebanon.
Yeah, but you're not allowed to have anything if it's not NFL. And then he got sponsored. So, of course, people are making it, because he supports Lebanon, not because he's a shitty coach.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with him supporting his country for something that, they're under whatever. I
They
don't
got
know.
more money than North Carolina people. So,
Yeah, exactly.
And by the way, I know you guys are all football fans. Do not think about picking him up as a defensive coordinator this season. Can we stick with what we have?
You really want to stick with Sorensen, even though it looks like the 49ers are – you're hearing players actually say –
I don't want – he got fired for a reason. If you look, it wasn't the defense's fault. It's been the offense's fault, the Jets, for the last 2 years.
Yeah, he's a defensive coach. Niners need defensive coaches.
Some guys are just better coordinators than they are head coaches.
All right. Well, I know that's probably what you're talking about. But again, bring in somebody from the past. Let's do this.
I don't think any defensive coordinator is going to make much of a difference. The Niners need to make personnel difference.
So,
Why don't we do a little Niner breakdown here, because we'll cover this. They're playing, 48 hours from now, guys. We will know if they're 3-3 or 2-4. Okay?
And it's a big game, biggest game of the year.
Yeah, I'm really less than 48 hours, probably about 46 hours. We're going to find out, because don't they start at 5:15 on Thursday night?
That is correct, sir.
Yeah, so here we are, 10:15. So 46 hours from now, we're going to find out if maybe it goes overtime now, and just to make me a liar, it'll be 46 hours and 20 minutes. So I don't know, Los. What's your feeling about Thursday night?
The Niners somehow play well on primetime games at night. They like the attention of the whole country watching them. They'll rise up to the occasion, and they'll do enough. I think Seattle's pretty banged up. Both teams are banged up. I think the Niners will bounce back, and it'll be a tight game. It'll be kind of an ugly game. I don't think neither team is particularly going to play clean, on short rest, but I think the Niners get the W. But even if they win, I'm hearing the narrative, well, if they win, they'll be in first place. Man, it doesn't matter. They have a lot of issues. And they got to correct.
They got a lot of issues right now.
They got a lot of issues. So winning
against
Seattle will make it look better than what it seems. But
I thought wasn't Kyle and Saleh like good buddies, like each other's best man or something like that? Or
I think Shanahan doesn't stay as close to people when they leave. I could be wrong there, but I mean, is he still friendly with them? But he's not as tight.
I think they're pretty tight. I I don't know why you would be bad, have anything against him for leaving. You want your buddies to get promoted.
Because I know him and LaFleur kind of butted heads for a little while with the Green Bay coach. I think him.
Yeah, and I think well, that was because LaFleur's brother was also on Kyle's staff, and then he ended up losing him to Green Bay as well. So I think there was some tension there.
Two questions, Dan, for Los. First of all, are you going to have your fantasy show tomorrow night still?
Yeah, 9:00, I think.
All right,
after the Dodgers game.
And Bora was on last night, and one of the arguments, because it was 2 against 1, Bora and Dan against me. I think, like you, Los, I think the Niners are in trouble. They are making a lot of mental errors. There's a lot of injuries. Too many people, especially in the chat, say, oh, well, they started out bad 4 years ago. It's not the same team, okay? Every year in the NFL is different. I was saying I think they're going to be very lucky if they have a good season to maybe win 10 games. Bora goes, oh, Lou, they'll win tomorrow. They'll beat KC and all that.
He said they'll beat KC.
Yeah, and one of the points that came up last night is, and Dan's really upset, is the Niners have their bye, but then their next 3 games, the teams have the bye before them. You know
Dude,
what I mean?
the NFL
They get a bye
intentionally-
play the Niners. Bye, Niners. Bye. I think the Niners, if they lose tomorrow night, I think they might be out of the playoffs scenario. They're going to be 2 games behind Seattle. They then are going to have a bye to think about it. Then they have Kansas City. Their schedule's not that easy until the last few games.
They don't even have their bye until after Dallas game. They got.
we have Kansas City and Dallas, and Dallas is playing better. I know we beat them in the past.
Both coming off of a bye, right?
Yeah.
Jeez.
KC is going to be on a bye. I'm shocked Boro picked the Niners to beat Kansas City.
He thought they should go 13-4, maybe 12-5 the least. I went like, what? Are you nuts? They'll be lucky to win 10 games.
I had them at 10-7 to start the year. I think that or 9-8. I just think they're an average team right now. They don't have any closers. They don't have any closers.
There you go. Good point.
You're looking for an identity. The Niners don't have closers. They don't have.
We have an identity.
They don't have a.
They
don't have a coach or right now. I saw stat on Purdy that kind of bugged me. He's like 1-5. His passer rating goes significantly down in the fourth quarter. Niners are having a history of not playing well in fourth quarters, and until they get that fixed and close that out, they just have a lot of issues right now. I mean, there's so many narratives. They got their best players are paid. Me and Dan have talked about that repeatedly. When you pay guys and they're comfortable, like the sense of urgency is not quite as much as it is. They're an older team. They're a slower team on defense. The coach will not play younger players that have more upside. He's very stubborn. He wants to stay with guys like Campbell, guys like McKivitz, guys like Brendel. So I don't have any confidence in the coach in changing. So
thank you. And the other thing I was worried about, 2 things. Either we don't realize how great CMC is, because obviously he's not with us. The other thing is Purdy runs the ball way too much. He gets back there.
Here's the problem, Lou.
Yeah.
And I said it on Larry's show Sunday afternoon, and then I hadn't seen it. I just could tell. The only reason he's holding the ball is because there's no separation. Then I started looking at the all-22, and I saw things this week. Look at the 49ers receivers. They're just running routes, and it's almost like maybe they haven't changed the offense in a few years, and other teams are starting to figure out, when they go this way, just kind of go with them. They go this way, they're going to turn this way. And the Niners, I was watching Debo run a route. I mean, dude, you're running a route like when I used to try and coach kids up when I was coaching wide receivers, and I would demonstrate how you run a route. You don't run a route and, when you do a sharp down and out, to the sideline.
You do your pivot and then you shoot out.
Yeah, you want to go pivot, boom, boom. What I teach these kids, and they'd make this big round turn, and it's like, no, you don't make a round. You got to make it a 90 degrees, man. It's just boom, boom. And Debo was running routes like these kids. He was going out and he was going, and guys were just, there was no acceleration. There was no urgency. It was just like, I'm just going to jog out this way. And so, and then you're watching Ayuk. Ayuk was the only guy getting open, and he was locked down on these, some of these where Purdy's running around for his life because nobody's open. I really think the offense has gotten stale.
Do you remember when we had Robin Rivera on, and I asked him the question because he played on the 85 Bears, played on the 86 Bears, some of the best defenses of all time. I asked him, "Hey, Ron, what happened with the 46 defense? That was such a dominant, 8, 9 guys at the line of scrimmage. Who's coming? Who's not? Just blitz the hell out of you." And he said, after a time, teams figured it out and they adjusted. Well, that's what happened. That's what's happened with Kyle's. Kyle's offense was very innovative. The motion offense gets you out of position. It gets guys to where they're not doing that anymore. The teams are figuring out, no, I'm not going to fall for that. I'm not going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe no more. So sorry, I'm not moving. So, and the other thing that does is all that motion that Kyle likes to do, it gets the clock down to 8, 7, 6 seconds. So even if Purdy was given the authority to do audibles, which he isn't, he doesn't have time to do an audible. So you have to run the play, and they are already on top of it. And
Right.
that has been my biggest problem with Shanny over the last few years. I know how smart he is, but stubbornness basically eliminates intelligence. If you cannot change because the other team has changed, you are shit out of luck. And he's got to make changes. Now, I will say this. If McCaffrey comes back and Lynch, who, let's be real, Shanahan gets so much credit about the Niners' success. It's Lynch that traded for a Hall of Fame running back in CMC. It's Lynch that traded for Trent Williams or Adam Peters. That was not Kyle. That was Lynch. So, like, when I hear about Lynch, Kyle built this team. No, he didn't. He had help. Other people helped a lot. So Kyle needs to be able to adjust because the league has adjusted to him. And even teams that have average talent are figuring out what they're doing. And now it's up to Kyle to counter what they're doing. If he does, then we'll be fine. But if he stays in his stubborn ways, and you know what? That coach tomorrow for Seattle or Thursday, that coach, he's the guy that coached Baltimore.
McDonald?
He doesn't have the talent that he had in Baltimore, but he has the scheme. And right now we know what scheme bothers Kyle. Man-to-man, press, and blitz more than you can bring.
They're going to have to
it's going to be a physical game Thursday.
If somehow they're able to win the next 3, I don't see it. They'll be lucky to win 2 of them. But if they win all 3 and get to 5-3 before the bye and McCaffrey comes back, then look out.
And if at the trading deadline, Dan, Lynch trades for a run stuffing D lineman like a DJ Jones.
DJ Jones, that's who I want. Yep.
Yeah.
Very big F.
That's the only if I'm saying. If they stay status quo and don't do nothing.
Well, they might be able to get DJ Jones. Denver's 3-2, but trade deadline, Denver will probably be 4-6.
Shout out to Ryan.
They got an easier schedule than us.
Yeah, but I think the Niners beat Seattle, and I think Kansas City, and this pains me to say that. I can't stand the Cowboys. I think Dallas is due to beat the Niners. I think they're due, and this is the year to beat them.
I'm glad you stuck around because I felt like I was by myself.
No, the Niners have some problems.
Lou, you actually are by yourself. He knows what's coming. Hey, look though, you changed spots. Look at that.
Downgraded. I'm in.
You're at the bottom now. All right, you were.
Yes, Eddie K. I've heard that. I know where Larry stands with that, and I respect his opinion, but I just disagree. I'm not a Shanahan disciple. I've watched him for 8 years, and I see a lot of his flaws, and I could tell you each one of them, but it would take me a long time. And he won't change. If he changed, then things would be great, but he doesn't change. So, did you guys hear on the radio station on 95.7 a caller called in Monday morning from Gilbert, Arizona, and he said, I know a quarterback that played under Shanahan at a high level. I'm not going to give his name out because I don't want to throw him under the bus. And this quarterback said, and I quote, go back and listen to the show Monday morning, Shanahan will never win a Super Bowl. And the guy said, why? He's so arrogant and so egotistical that he thinks his scheme is robotic and he will run the play no matter what.
Just like his dad.
And what his dad was a great offensive coordinator for the Niners in the 90s. He would change.
He also had to answer to his boss, Bill Walsh.
Kyle doesn't answer to anybody. And Dan, you know this. Even the great Bill Walsh.
Well, I guess his boss at that time was Seifert, right? He was 94. Seifert, Walsh was gone, yeah.
Bill Walsh was stripped of his presidency by Eddie D after he won 2 Super Bowls. He took away his presidency. Nobody challenges Kyle. And that's the problem. York, Lynch, nobody challenges him. And when you're that egotistical, then you think you could do whatever you want, keep making the same mistakes. I got a job for life. Like the Mad Dog said about Farhan. What has he got, a lifetime contract?
Yeah.
Shanahan's very secure. He
Yeah.
needs to have some authority taken away from him and stick to being a coach, because I think he is a good coach. I just think he's incredibly stubborn, and that's what keeps him from being great.
I'm surprised he doesn't get another offensive guy around him like Andy Reid did with Eric Bieniemy.
Reid did it. McVay did it. They both got guys.
Yeah, McVay had the head coach of the Vikings. McConnell. What's his name? Is it McConnell? What's his name?
O'Connell.
Oh, I always, man, gets late. Kevin O'Connell. Kevin O'Connell, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's anyway. Yeah. I was watching the Rams game. Oops, I got to plug in my thing here.
Against Green Bay.
Hold on here. I'm about ready to lose my battery here.
You know how we all made fun of the Seahawks when they threw the ball at the 1 yard line with a very physical running back. We all
Marshawn.
They blew the Super Bowl. Marshawn Lynch, right? Kyle does that all the time.
Yeah,
he goes 4 to 5 wide at the 1 yard line, and I love McCaffrey.
We had 3rd and 1 at the 1 yard line.
He kicked a field goal on 4th and 1. Is that a great coach?
Just bring in Mason.
Just give him the ball. If they stuff you, then you got to go 99 yards. You probably get a safety. See, but nobody calls him out for that. If Kyle was on the East Coast, what would the media say to him on some of his decisions?
He'd get destroyed.
He would get destroyed.
I mean, look at New England. We kicked 6 field goals. We've invented the dead zone.
I don't understand. I don't understand.
And why Juice is on the field more than Jennings
is
really not smart. You're muted.
The other thing I'm not crazy about is I watch more of the defense. Oh, I'm muted?
Oh, there you go. You're good.
Am I still muted?
No, you're fine.
Okay. Okay. I don't understand when I watch this defense, the wide 9 does not seem to be working anymore.
Right.
When they had the wide 9 with Bosa and D Ford and Armstead and Buckner, they all got pressure, right? And they were coming from up the middle. They were coming from both sides. Now, Bosa, look at passing situations of wide 9. Look where Bosa is. He's 2 yards further away from his path. Like, let me see if I can draw something up here.
And Dan, while you're doing that, Lou, the one key thing that I'm noticing that the Niners may be in trouble, they're starting to point fingers at each other.
Yeah. I agree.
And that's when things start unraveling. The Niners have never, even the years when they were 3 and 5, they kept it tight. They knew they had a good team, but you got players calling out coaches. You got coaches throwing players under the buses. You got commentators making comments. They're announcers, like second guessing things.
Oh yeah.
They're starting to point fingers. If they lose to Seattle, it's going to get really ugly. I don't think they will. I think they like to play on Monday night, Thursday night, Sunday night. They play very well. So I expect them to win, but I expect Kansas City to come in and just destroy them. I'm calling that game 41-17 right now, because Kansas City has so much speed, and the Niners are the slowest team in the league.
Yep,
they're gonna.
I think the Thursday night game, if we lose, I think the season's done.
Yeah, and it's really sad. I kind of knew when they lost.
It's tough to get back after you get to the Super Bowl.
It is. It's
always tough.
They have a lot of things going against them, and it's been a goofy year from the very start.
They got that weird schedule, where they're playing 3 big teams off buys.
Yeah, the vibes have just been off,
and the travel.
Yeah, and I know fans want to be optimistic, and that's great. I'll never put that down, but you got to see what you see and just call it the way it is. Like, Now, if they get CMC back and Lynch trades for a couple of pieces to reinvigorate the team, then we'll see. Because
would you make a trade? Since you're in it, would you make a trade, or would you be surprised? Say they lose Thursday, right? And the same thing, they have nobody that can get breaking speed. Do you think they'll do something and maybe try to get Adams?
Yes.
Adams isn't the answer. Adams is not the answer, though.
Yeah, I don't know who they'll get, but they will try to. They're all in. They're not going to stop trying until they're mathematically eliminated.
Yeah.
They're all in to win the Super Bowl.
All right, here we go. All right. Check this out. All right, you got the quarterback back here, okay? The big circle around here, this right here, the circle, that's Bosa. All right. Yep. There's the receivers. There's a tight end is set right there, that little circle. Okay, Bosa is so wide. Look at the arrow. Now, if he's lined up inside, Lord, see the other arrow? What's a quicker shot to the quarterback?
The one inside.
The one inside. If you look at what's his name?
Jones for Kansas City.
The Steelers defensive end.
TJ Watt.
TJ Watt. He's not playing way out there. Look at Detroit. Hendrick. What's his name? Hendrickson. Hutchinson. Man, I'm tired right now. Okay. When Bosa gets out here and he gets clipped or he gets taken head on and he's bull rushing the guy, he's got such a distance to get to the quarterback.
And he's always so close.
Yes. Put it.
And he called out the coaching staff.
The reason he could get to in 19 and he had better personnel around him. Armstead, when he was with the Niners, was not only a good run stuffer, but he could actually penetrate and get in. And that allowed the quarterback to step up. And you notice a lot of Bosa's sacks were when the quarterback stepped up. He doesn't he doesn't get a lot of just open hits and knock the quarterback flying because he's too late, because he's too dang far out there. I don't get it. I don't know. The wide nine seems to work to me if you have the right personnel.
Exactly.
And I don't think they have the personnel anymore to do what they used to do.
And that's the part I talk about, Dan, is just adjusting. Like, you don't have that kind of personnel, so you need to change things up.
Sometimes he does.
When was the last time you saw Juice in the backfield, blocking as a fullback? Like, he's lining up at wide receiver. Did you watch the game this last week? Like, we're really going to have Juice out there as a slot receiver over Jennings. Please, somebody explain how that is intelligent. Jennings is a beast if he's given. I know he hurt his hand or something like that, but like, Juice should not ever be lined up as a slot receiver. Yeah. Put him in the backfield. Remember that 4th and 1 play, Dan? I texted you that Cal did, and I said, "Holy shit, who is this? Who is this offensive coordinator?" It was 4th and 1. They lined up an I formation. They rolled the quarterback out to get away from the pressure.
Right.
They faked the handoff and they threw it to the guy in the flat. When has Kyle or the Niners done that? When have you seen a play action and then throw it to that same running back?
Never.
Flats. They don't do that. That's what I'm saying. Kyle's offense is very, like Dan said,
it's
very predictable.
It's getting predictable, what I think. When I'm watching all 22, I see, whoa, man, teams are starting to figure this out. But he'll have to adjust.
And if he adjusts, great. Like, I'm not really calling for Kyle's head. I'm just saying,
I think he can figure. I think he's smart enough to figure out he's going to have to adjust, because he's watching.
So. He's had 8 years.
He's watching the film too. I mean, much more intensely than I am. So, I mean, he's studying it. And he's staying up late at night and he's devising things. But
Dan
Woodpit makes a good point here. He says sometimes Bosa's out there covering on the flat. He did get that interception from that position because he's wide out there. But I don't know.
Dan, he's watching the film more than us. I mean, way more than us. He's up.
Oh, way
until
more. Like
2 in the morning watching it.
99% more than us.
Right. So when he's watching film, like the Cardinals were, if not the worst team in the league against the run, they're right down there at the bottom.
Yeah, and he
against Baltimore last year, they were the worst team against the run. If he's watching so much film and if he's so smart, why in the world would you have a game plan that meant throwing the ball a lot against a team that cannot stop the run? It's almost like Kyle doesn't matter what the other team is doing. He's going to do what he wants to do with his game plan, no matter what. And that, again, I'm sounding like a broken record, but that is extremely stubborn. If a team can't stop the pass, you pass on them. If they can't stop the run, you run on them. The Niners have a hell of a running back in Mason. He should have got more than 14 carries, especially at the goal line. But they didn't. So I don't get it. He watches way more film, and he's way smarter than we are about football, but he does dumb things like that. So
yeah. So
it's just observations, man. There's nothing personal.
Yeah. Well, guys, it's about that time, I think.
Yeah, I think we're all a little
tired. Tired.
Lou looks like he's going to pass out.
Because last night with Boran, he turned it off. Unfortunately, he turned it off. It was 12:15. It's like, what's wrong with these guys?
I'm going to get on Bora next time I see him.
Some of these guys, some of us got early jobs.
Yeah,
real jobs.
I gotta go back. I'm tired today because I was working a couple deals and I had a
4
deal.
big baseball games tomorrow.
Yeah, I got all this stuff going on in baseball, but I got to get the deals done, man. I had a deal done and it should have been paid on it. And I call the transfer company and says, "Hey, did you get the we don't have anything." And so I'm like, dang it, I should have been paid by now. Now I got to go. I had to go get it done, work on it. It's things like that just frustrate you when back office things screw up when you did your job and then you handed it off and you think it's done, and then you got to jump in and say, "Do I got to do your job too?"
I know.
Oh, hey Philip, good to have you in here. Everybody, love having you in. Hey guys, I know you're watching out there on Twitter. Give us a like over on YouTube and subscribe. Most of our people that watch do not subscribe to the show. And I know that's the case with a lot of shows. I talk to a lot of content creators and, it's just the way it is. People will watch, but subbing actually helps us. We don't ask you to give us money. You don't have to give us any money. If you want to give us money, fine. You want to become a member of NorCal Sports, fine. We love having members. But you know what? And what we really want you to do is hit up our sponsors if you have a need. Hit Chapman Law Group up.
Dan, what happens if I'm a member? Don't we have a new sponsor where I get something?
You know what, Lou? You do.
Oh,
good point.
Yogurt,
guys. You get some yogurt, baby. Give our sponsor Yogurtshack a call. Yogurtshack in Danville on Harts Avenue.
It's hot out here, Dan. We've had in Danville. It's probably been over 95 8 straight days. So a free yogurt or some kind of discount would be great.
Yeah, us Arizona people really have sympathy for you.
Yeah.
Go on over to Yogurtshack, man. You become a member of NorCal Sports just for being a member. And sponsor and going in to see Yogurtshack. They've agreed to give $10 in coupons. Okay, we'll give you $10 in coupons to go in and check it out. It's only $5 to be a member, $4.99.
So I paid $4.99 for a month, and I get 2 months free of yogurt. I mean, $10 worth.
Yeah,
for one.
Yeah, exactly.
Hell of a deal.
That's a steal.
Yeah, and you know what? If you go into Yogurtshack, make sure you tell them NorCal Sports sent you. Okay, NorCal Sports Network or Dan. Say Dan the coach. So, hey, Jeremy, we appreciate you too being here. And we've got a couple more sponsors, guys. and you might want to hit these guys. I think you know these guys. You might even like them.
Just a little bit.
We've got a couple sponsors. If I can find their little deal here. Here we go. Along the ticker.
The original sponsors of
NorCal Sports Sponsor Network, sponsored by Secure Money in California, doing business as me, Dan Cochimilio Insurance Services. Give us a call. Give me a call, 888-960-SAFE. That's 888-960-7233. That stands for SAFE, as in I'll show you how to protect your money and keep it safe. And you know what? You don't want to wait too long, guys, if you got money in the stock market, because there could be a big time correction coming. So give me a call. I'll show you how to protect it and grow it. The market goes up, your money goes up. If the market goes down, you go, hey, that's too bad the market went down. I'm glad I didn't have my money there. I didn't lose a thing. Okay. You know what? You got to have diversity. So you can lose some, but protect some of it. Give me a call. Also, if you guys are needing a loan, mortgage rates are coming down. I just talked to my dental assistant, my dental hygienist last week. I was in the chair. She's a great gal. And her and her husband, they bought a house. Gosh, sometime last year in 23, 7%. You know what she told me? She was so excited. We're refinancing. Rates, she's getting a rate in the low fives. Okay.
Good for her.
And you know what? That's what Los does. Give Los a call. Rates are coming down. Los will fit you in the best possible deal you can get. 925-250-4894. That's 925-250-4894. Hey guys, if you can't remember the number, when the show's over, go back to the show at the end of the show, and you'll see it scrolling at the bottom there, okay? Give Los and I a call if you need any help with growing your assets or saving money for your mortgage. Also, guys, I do financial planning. I am a licensed insurance broker agent. So what that means when I say broker, it means I don't represent one. I'm not a one-trick pony. I don't just sell for one company, and neither does Los. We shop things around. Sometimes companies will change their rates on a daily basis, or in my business, it's generally monthly, but Los's, it's daily. Guys, we don't just go with one company. We do what's best for you. We find out who's got the best rate. In Los's case, who's got the lowest rate? In my case, who's got the highest rate? Okay. And I also do life insurance. Okay. So if you need some life insurance, give me a call. And everybody, if you're married or you have a significant other and you got a house and something happens to you and that house, that wife or girlfriend or whatever is going to be stuck and have to move because they don't have the money to pay for the house. Look, it's pretty cheap. I can get you life insurance for less than $1 a day. Okay. And give me a call. Again, love to help you out. But I know you guys have many choices. There's a lot of people that do what we do. But you know what? You know us. You're getting a feel for us. We're honest guys, and we're Giants fans, 49er fans, and Warrior fans, and Sharks. We'll pull for the Sharks. I'm not a huge hockey guy, but you know what? If I'm rooting for a hockey team, I'm rooting for the Sharks.
That's right.
All right. And you know what? If you're from Sacramento, I'll even be a Kings fan for a day. All right. Now, if the Warriors don't win, I'll pull for the Kings. Seriously. I just nothing LA.
Light the beam.
Nothing LA, okay? Nothing LA. We don't do anything LA. Sorry to some of our LA fans out there. I know what is it? BC, and we have a couple other LA guys in here. But hopefully tomorrow night, we'll be on tomorrow at 9:00. You'll have a show with the fantasy football, and then Los and Bora we'll probably do that. I'll probably take a little bit of a break, but I will come on right after that, or maybe I'll just come in. I don't know what we'll do. We might do a little 10 o'clock show. We might do a little baseball recap. So, Los, you're free to go on earlier. I don't know if you want to go on at 8. I mean, it's during the middle of the Padres.
Earlier is better for me when it's all said and done. I'll
all right.
we'll figure it out.
Maybe those guys come on at 8 for fantasy football. You
Make
can watch
your producer work harder. He's got a bad attitude this week.
the producer.
Yeah, the producer of NorCal Sports, Dan. Make that guy work harder.
You mean the Bronco guy?
That's right.
Yeah, the guy's flooding our chat with Bronco stuff. I think I know what his problem is, but I don't want to put up his little
Too
bedroom.
much orange crush.
I don't want to put up his little picture in the bedroom and get flagged by YouTube.
Yeah, there you go.
No. That's low.
Okay, guys,
right.
we're out of here tonight, but tomorrow night, probably 8 o'clock, probably the fantasy football. Even though there's stuff going on, Los can put it on his TV, on his phone. He can watch the game and still do the and then I'll come on a little after 9, right about 9, and we'll do hopefully a celebration with the Padres. Hopefully we'll be wearing this hat tomorrow, and maybe we'll be having the Mets hat right up there.
Ooh, 2 clinchers.
Yeah,
Could be.
put that Mets hat on, huh? All right, guys, that would be fun. That would be fun. Any last words from you guys for tonight?
I can multitask. I can do the fantasy show and keep my eye on.
Okay, so 8 o'clock tomorrow night, guys. Fantasy football. What do you got? Lou? Any parting shots?
I'm just excited. 4 games tomorrow, and it's only Wednesday.
Yeah, you could have. You won't have 4 games the rest of the. This is the last day for 4 games, guys.
Whew.
Last day for 4 games, because Thursday it's 2 games, and Friday it's 2 games, if necessary.
Yep.
And then Saturday would be 2 games if necessary. Okay. All right, guys.
Enjoy them.
There's. Thanks for joining NorCal Sports Network. Go Padres.
Let's end it.
We'll see you guys tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. Fantasy football. If you're playing fantasy football, you want to be here with Los. I might make an appearance, but then again, I may not. I don't know. But Los is the man. He's got the show down, him and Bora. And then 9 o'clock, we'll come on for a little post-game Padres, Dodgers, and Mets, Phillies. And we got the other games. We got all 4. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great Wednesday, everybody.